Hello everyone, this is Father of the Everchosen, back in Total War Warhammer 2, bringing you another quick battle, this time pitting my Vampire Coast versus my opponent's Lizard Men. So quickly taking a look at my army, I've got two animated Hulks out on the flanks, I've got two zombie pirate gunnery mob bombers behind my lines, I've got two deckhand mob with polearms, two handgun mobs, and then I've got two regular gunnery mobs, and then I have the Black Spot zombie pirate gunnery mob handgun. I also am bringing a deck dropper with bombs, and I'll give you a hint right now, they're just as bad as you think they're going to be. I also have a gunnery white down here, bringing pretty much his full loadout, as well as Scab Scrath. I also have a Vampire Fleet Captain, bringing Invocation of Nehek and a Power Stone, and then I have my Vampire Fleet Admiral with a polearm, bringing the Lore of the Deep, and he's got Vangeist's Revenge and Denizens of the Deep. And then last but not least, I have a Necrofex Colossus. So quickly shooting over, taking a look at my opponent's army. He has 4 Chameleon Skinks as his front line. He has 4 Saurus Warriors with shields, 2 Saurus Spears with shields, a Feral Carnosaur, Lord Croak, and Gorok. So right now, I cannot see any of my opponent's army with my army. So as soon as this battle starts, everything will kind of start kicking into gear. I decided to try to take this hill so I can get a good look. As soon as I come over this hill, though, the Necrofex Colossus starts shooting, and I try to find where he's shooting. He ends up getting a nice shot on these spears, picking up 7 kills. And at this point, I realize that they're all right here. So we need to, rather than come and deploy all right here, we stop, we reorder, getting another shot off, picking up some more kills, trying to hit this Feral Carnosaur and get it out of the way early. Like I said, the deck dropper bombers kind of just sit here, and their intention was not to soak up all the damage, but that is what ended up happening, which was good because it gave me time to reposition, get my animated Hulks off on my flanks, get my polearms ready to step in front of the handguns and take the charge. And just kind of eat some of the Chameleon Skink fire. But I was originally intending them to actually do things, and they throw one bomb, do some damage, and melt. The Necrofex Colossus, however, is starting to really ramp up and start to get as many kills as it can. And I see a pretty good opportunity. I try to target it out far enough for a nice Vangeist's Revenge. So our Spectral Pirate ship will be popping up here any moment. Necrofex Colossus sitting at 29 kills. Nice, beautiful block of infantry for me. The Spectral ship popping up right now, getting its broadside ready. And they receive it right here, allowing my Lord to pick up 37 kills, take a considerable amount of the health from these Saurus Spears with shields and these Saurus Warriors with shields down. I get my polearms in front on both sides to receive the charge, and nice amount of bombs coming. This one hit more of my own men. This one is hitting quite well. I always feel bad summoning things right in front of units that are charging, because I want to imagine how these Saurus would feel. They're running and they're about to engage with these fleshy meat sacks, and then all of a sudden, oh, giant crab with mammoth skull on back. So nice Denizens of the Deep coming, and they start ripping apart these Saurus with shields. My bombers doing really good. They're finally got that nice arc, mostly avoiding their friends, but they're already dead once, so what does it matter? Necrofex Colossus up at 34 kills. My animated Hulks are chasing down the Chameleon Skinks. This may be my biggest mistake. It keeps them out of the fight, but the animated Hulks, that's 1,600 points right there walking around, and it's either 1600 or it's 1200. I can't remember if they're 600 or 8. We will check at the end. But they don't get any kills. They're just moving the chameleon skinks as far back from the battlefield, which sometimes that is a very helpful thing. A deliverance of Itzel coming down right here. These zombie pirate gunnery mob and these pole arms are going to get hit by it. The gunnery mob is gone, and the pole arms are at half health. Lord Croak is a monster. Gunnery White's taking shots where he can. We're trying to take Lord Croak out as quickly as we can. Necrofex Colossus up at 35 kills. Got a nice amount of bombs coming in. You know, my bombers over here only have 2 kills. My other bombers at 36. Another deliverance of Itzel coming down on my pole arms, and these pole arms go from 89 unit models to 40 to 33. Basically, just every so often he's just gonna press the delete button, and he does good work. You know, up at 211 kills now. Engaged with the fleet, or the vampire fleet captain now. Feral Carnosaur finally gone. Now we're able to start focusing fire on both Gorok and Lord Croak. Gorok comes and saves Lord Croak, as he is wont to do, and starts engaging my fleet captain. My fleet captain is trying to stay alive, but Gorok will make quite short work of him or her. I can't remember. Let's see. Of him, I believe. Looks himish. I don't know. He's undead. So, we've got Saurus Warriors dropping 46 kills on these bombers, 17 on these. My Fleet Admiral is up at 49 kills. The Black Spot only at 1 kill, but they've been focusing on larger targets and unfortunately not doing as much as I would like them to. Both animated Hulks are now dead, so the chameleon skinks are coming back to the battlefield. And my opponent just kind of leaves these Saurus here for the Necrofex Colossus to shoot. But for some reason, with the terrain like it is in this area, my Necrofex Colossus cannot aim down and shoots like directly over the head of these guys for a while. And it is quite aggravating. He's at 41 kills right now. Okay, that one, I guess he heard me talking about him. There is one time that he does shoot and it goes wide and like ends up in the trees over here. But the Necrofex Colossus being at pretty much full health, up at 54 kills. My bomber's still at pretty much full health, 47 kills. These bombers at 46 kills. Black Spot still very healthy. Lord Croak is on death's door, and Gorok is still relatively healthy, engaged with my pole arms here. So the battle is in my favor, but in no way is it lost to my opponent. I do trigger Scab Scrath here, which sends the Saurus Warriors into a rampage. Kills maybe 3 unit models, but I figured I brought it, might as well use it. It could have been better if I had used it against these chameleon skinks, since they are lightly armored. 57 kills over on the Necrofex now, engaged in melee. He finally activates his 2 Saurus over there, but it's too late by the time he gets them in there. Another Deliverance of Itzel coming. Boom. And those handguns go away, and these bombers just barely make it out with half their unit models, but about a fourth of their health. But with half the unit models, they still have enough men to throw the bombs, and these chameleon skinks do not do well under that concentrated fire from 2 separate bombers, one at 61 kills, the other at 52, and they start to back off. I get my Fleet Admiral over here, engaged with Lord Croak, and originally I'm going to do another Denizens of the Deep, but I accidentally, or not necessarily accidentally, but I trigger another ability first, and it stops the summon, but then I'm able to get them right after. And again, feel bad putting it right in front of them, sometimes just imagining what these tiny skinks think when these giant, probably close to, you know, maybe 13 feet tall, I don't know, they're pretty tall. They might only be like 8 feet, but with the shells, they might be closer to 10 plus feet tall crabs come in front of them and just start ripping them apart. But we've got our Fleet Admiral here looking had a beautiful, beautiful sunset. Uh, unimpressed by this spectral Slann trying to kill him. He's just, he's much more of a, he'd rather be a painter than a fighter. But we've got the Necrofex over here with 60 kills. We've got our Gunnery Wight still very alive with 13. And my opponent really doesn't have much left. Gorok's still in here, doing pretty well. But at this point, everything pretty much goes downhill. Everything starts to break. Those chameleons break. Lord Kroak ends up either dead or near dead. And that was pretty much all she wrote. It's just now time to try and wrap up what we can. That last shot, picking up another 16 kills, just blowing right through. And at this point, everything pretty much breaks. Gorok still over half health, but Lord Kroak here ends up dying. He, our fleet admiral here, decided that the sunset could wait. It would only take a few more moments, and we're not going to miss anything of that vista. Our Rotting Prometheans, though they were only on the battlefield for about 20 seconds, picked up 23 kills. And at this point, everything routes and goes our favor. And my opponent's army quits the field. So, looking, we see 65 kills on the Vampire Fleet Admiral, over half of that coming from that early Van Geist's Revenge. The Gunnery Wight and the Vampire Fleet Captain weren't overly successful. Probably should have kept the Vampire Fleet Captain behind my lines healing some of them, but most of the units that ended up getting deleted ended up, save for the animated Hulks and the deck droppers, ended up getting hit by Deliverance of Itzel. That's why when you look over here at Lord Kroak, he has almost 300 kills. A very, very good unit to deploy against the Vampire Coast. But looking at my bombers, 53 kills on this one, picking up an Experience Chevron, and 65 on this. Very good for these two units, helping break a lot of these Saurus. But everything else, save for the black spot there at the end, did quite poorly, which, you know, they're not supposed to be anything that you're writing home about. The polearms held for the time that I needed them to, and the animated Hulks took the Chameleon Skinks far enough away where by the time they got back they were quite tired, and the deck droppers allowed me to reposition. But really what it ended up coming down to was the bombers, the Necrofex, and the Vampire Fleet Admiral, as well as those two Rotting Prometheans that I summoned, the one picking up, what did I say, 23 or 24 kills, the other, I have no idea how many, but it ended up engaging and getting rid of, I believe, probably this Saurus Warrior with Shield that only had 9 kills, because the others all ended up at least engaged for a little with my zombies. But looking at my opponent, Gorok walking away with 50 kills, very good. Of course, Lord Kroak walking away with almost 300, very good. And then, you know, just a respectable performance from the Saurus Warriors. I would say they're probably the best base infantry unit. The early infantry, you know. The shields, obviously, you have to upgrade once in campaign, the barracks building, but they're just one of the best units, bang for their buck. And then the Chameleon Skinks not doing too bad, this one especially, but since they were pushed so far away, they were unable to, you know, really affect the outcome of the battle like Chameleon Skinks normally can. And my opponent easily could have peeled off a Chameleon Skink from each of the animated Hulks and brought it back to the battle, but he let, you know, these two animated Hulks control 4 Chameleon Skinks. The Pharaoh Carnosaur walking away with 36 kills, not bad, but really Emilio.diaz.ca ended up really performing quite well with Lord Kroak. And I think had he activated those other Saurus that the Necrofex was engaged, or peeled off the Chameleon Skinks, or better yet, both, I think this battle could have swung a different direction. 192 left was not, you know, I was hanging by the skin of my teeth there, and if he could have protected Lord Croak just a hair better, or just had people around Gorok so that he didn't rout because he was getting surrounded and the like, he could have walked away with a victory. But I thank him for, or my opponent. Again, I don't know if he's a him or a her. I'm assuming Emilio is a him, but I don't know. I don't know this person, but I thank them for a fun and engaging fight. I hope you all enjoyed it. We are going to quickly look at those animated Hulk price real quick, just so that I know for myself. Looking at the animated Hulks, okay, they're 750, so they weren't either of the things that I thought. But putting those together, that's a 1,500. That's 1,500 points plus another 500. So that's 2,000 points that ended up getting no kills. But these 1,500 points of animated Hulk ended up taking the... It's alphabetical. Come on. Taking the Lizard Men, Chameleon Skinks, 4 of them, which would end up being 2,400. So took 900 more gold than they were worth and took them on a journey around. So that is, that was where he really lost the value of those Chameleon Skinks. Whatever, 1,500 points of my animated Hulks tying down 1,200 points of Chameleon Skinks, much better. It's a better trade. I'm losing more in the end, but for this, even though they only ended up getting something like maybe 5 kills between the 2 units, I was able to mitigate the amount of damage that these Chameleon Skinks could do. And by the time they were back, I had bombers ready to just pepper them, and they were very tired by that point. So, again, I thank my opponent for a good fight. I thank you all for watching, and as always, I have been Father of the Everchosen.